Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between Bizzare and Sini, taking place here on a Twisted Meadows. I know some guys want to see my face. Actually, maybe this is going to be one of those things where I look back 20, 30, 40 years from now and wonder how I looked so young. Time. The ever-moving time stops for no one. Well, I guess time stops for light? If you're traveling at the speed of light, then time stops for you. Alright, so time stops for some things. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 matchup. My brain is just all over the place today. Bizzare spawning as, well, the blue orc over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Twisted Meadows, an oldie but a goodie. Meanwhile, Sini spawning under the name McLaren F1 GTR as the yellow night elf. Twisted Meadows, a rather large map, large traversing distances, boots of speed, most likely will be purchased. Well, being able to be on the move, incredibly important. Also, that little bit of distance does allow for a bit of teching as well, as we are going into a Blade Master here. Originally, I thought it was going to be a Farseer until I saw this barracks. I thought Farseer harassment could have been a possibility. We are going for a Demon Hunter coming in from Sini. So Sini going for a Demon Hunter as well. Archer going to get trained up, pop on out, shoot an arrow. Ancient of War, that big brother, gonna, well, easily tank some of that damage, and this game will get underway. For all of you guys out there, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'm so glad. Well, you're able to, or you made me a part of your day. Games have been, well, life is always just coming at you, and a lot of it is how you choose to respond and deal with it. So, yeah, trying to have a positive, faithful attitude here, as well. This too shall pass, right? As that saying goes, when things are going great, remember this too shall pass, and when things are going wrong, this too shall pass. Alright, gonna go after this Null Overseer creep camp. Gonna take down the Null Overseer first. Quickly picks up a Gloves of Haste. Didn't tech anything yet, so no evasion and no mana burn. Not even using Immolation early on, so not quite sure what to make of this. Ancient of War making the slow trek across to here now. And as it makes it here, this is a 3-3-1 creep camp. This will give the Demon Hunter level 2, as the Ancient of War purposely ate a tree before it started to try and train up an additional unit. Blade Master opting to use Mirror Image as that damage tanking ability, and I guess that's an interesting way to think about it. If you're just trying to tank damage, Mirror Image does tank quite a bit of damage at level 1. 550 hit points, does also deal a little bit of damage as well. And, well, as you rank up, it gets stronger and stronger, as that Mirror Image purposely pulling the creep camp away. That's actually very well done. The Forest Troll High Priest, there's another Mirror Image there. We're going to see some damage go down. Demon Hunter now trying to make its way over, and oh, Sini's going to have a field day trying to harass here. What's going to go down? There's a Scroll of Town Portal. That's going to get cleaned up, and now there's a boulder to the head against the Demon Hunter, who took a little bit of damage as well. Nicely done, nicely played. Demon Hunter, Blade Master exchanging blows. No slow getting cast though, as the archers quickly using Shadow Meld to stay hidden. Alright, tech to tier 2 underway by Bizzare and by Sini. Sini having a little bit of a lead there, and we'll see whether or not a Naga Sea Witch or some other tavern hero will be brought over for that immediate pressure. Tavern hero having the benefit of not needing to be trained back at home, so it's able to make its way out onto the battlefield pretty quickly. On top of that, it's also closer to your opponent because, well, it's in the middle of the battlefield. So it then arrives onto the battlefield so quick, and that impact is sudden. However, short of the Goblin Alchemist and the Dark Ranger, the power of the of the Tavern Hero can drop off the Naga Sea Witch, very powerful, level 1 to level 3, but I'd rather have a level 6 Goblin Alchemist or level 6 Dark Ranger over a level 6 Naga Sea Witch most days of the week. Please. Alright, Blade Master. Healing salve, going to try and heal back up here. We are nearly done to tier 2. Are we getting up a second hero? Well, it is a Panda. All right, so Panda out here on the battlefield. He ate his way through the trees, tanking a little bit of damage. There's that Drunken Haze to try and reduce the amount of damage everything is doing here. We're looking at a couple of boulder tosses as well, and the Demon Hunter doing his best Blade Master impersonation, just trying to harass his opponent. Meanwhile, it looks like a no second hero yet, as we need to see that tech to tier 2. Wait for it. There we are. No, not quite yet. Demon Hunter now looking to back up again. Blade Master doing a little bit of chase against the Demon Hunter. There's a a critical strike, taking a good chunk of hit points off of that Demon Hunter, who now comes back around. All right. Ebb and flow of battle. Brewmaster does have a wand of mana stealing, so, easy ways for Sini to shut down enemy heroes. Mana burn and wand of mana stealing, and suddenly, you don't have any mana at all. Blade Master does pick up a Ring of Regeneration, always a nice item for that frontline agility-based hero to have a little bit more survivability, as he'll start each battle with 2 hit point a second regeneration, and he may get maxed out on hit points just because he has that faster bit of regeneration, 120 hit points a minute. So yeah, that really does translate onto the battle well. All right, does the mirror image have... Oh, the mirror image doesn't have the Ring of Regeneration, so it doesn't have that same passive ability for itself. All right, anyways, coming back around, we're going to see some damage being done here. There's Immolation turned on. Headhunters quickly turn back around, going after the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter trying to mana burn, trying to shut down that Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter does have Hex, so, the Demon Hunter now going to teleport away down to 181 hit points, teleports back home, drinks up some more Moonwell juice, and is ready to move on out. Didn't drop the Ring of Superiority and pick it back up. Meanwhile, the Panda looking to get to level 3. There's level 1 Drunken Haze, and now we're going to see some damage go down here. Ancient of War still absorbing quite a bit of damage. The Ancient of War making that long trek over, as the Demon Hunter is going to stay at level 2. Meanwhile, the Brewmaster is going to be able to get to level 3. Level 3 Brewmaster, level 2 Breath of Fire. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Sini to try and blow over all of these low hit point Headhunters. The Headhunters only at 375 hit points, so one Drunken Haze Breath of Fire could deal close to... close to 200 points of damage, and suddenly everything is within focus fire range. Blade Master, you're going to see that little bit of rejuvenation. Demon Hunter, we're going to try to see a mana burn. Demon Hunter is still trying to make its way back and forth here. Wow, my mouse feels funny. All right. Demon Hunter trying to clean things up. Are we going to see that Forest Troll Warlord get taken down? And the Demon Hunter may actually be able to get to level 3 off of this creep camp if things go down the right way. Demon Hunter very close. There's level 3. Are we going to see a mana burn? There's a Breath of Fire. And who picked up the item? Was it Brewmaster? The Brewmaster picked up a True Shot Aura. I don't believe... or that could have been the item, as the Demon Hunter is still trying to exchange blows again. All right, we're going to see a little bit more damage. Drunken Haze, there's a Breath of Fire. That is going to be a lot of damage over time. Need to see a healing wave. That one Headhunter does end up getting taken down by damage over time from that Breath of Fire, as Sini is now pushing back the other way. Slow poison from the Dryads continuing to poke here. Headhunter's trying to retreat back. We are at Fortress, and the Witch Doctor is still at the initiate training. Needs to get the Mastery training in order to get some additional heals. There's another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Scroll of Healing. Sini is bringing everything in this fight here and really putting in the pressure. Scroll of Speed trying to retreat all the way back here as the Shadow Hunter gets taken down, but now so many of these other units are getting lost as well. This Panda very quick to level 3, an important part of this battle here. 41 supply compared to 28, as Bizzare is just in an uncomfortable situation. All right, he's trying to retreat to the back now. The Berserkers finally get that Berserker, or I thought I heard the Berserker upgrade. Yeah, sorry. This is not a Headhunter, it's a Berserker. So he must have trained the Berserker upgrade and then trained a Headhunter. That's why the icon isn't the same. Wouldn't it be strange if it actually popped out a Headhunter? All right, coming back down here. Goblin Shredder trying to retreat back now. Yeah, that was, in fact, a Berserker. So, trained up a different unit. I guess that's the first time I've seen one unit get queued up and a different unit get trained out. And, well, first time for everything. But what I expected to see with that Berserker upgrade. Anyways, coming back through, we are looking at the Ancient of War, who has continued to make the trek. I am surprised we didn't get Nature's Blessing as an upgrade, as much world traveling this Ancient of War has done to clear out relatively difficult creep camps. It's taken and tanked so much damage, allowing this Demon Hunter perhaps get very, very close to level 4. All right, level 3, level 2. This last Forest Troll perhaps going to get poked down 50 over 50 supply. Panda is at the cusp of level 4 as well, as we're looking at the Blade Master and Shadow Hunter going after this creep camp here. Now, we do see the Witch Doctors. They are at Adept training. We are going in. Do we have Mastery training? Did it just finish? Yep, it just finished. Wow. In those split-second times when I'm trying to check things, it just finishes. So that's the reason why. Well, Back to Warcraft. Back to Warcraft has the overlay that they do. A great piece of software to help keep track of things, as we see a big breath of fire here. All right, Druids of the Claw are now out here onto the battlefield. They're going to be dealing some big damage. Are we perhaps going to see another breath of fire? Oh, down goes the Ultra of Storms. We are not going to be getting the Tauren Chieftain, and that is a big deal indeed. Meanwhile, Druid of the Claw here going to end up losing the Spirit Lodge. Bizzare needs to defend this location. A new Ultra of Storms is being placed down, and also a Great Hall as well. So trying to, build an additional base just in case this one does go down. Improved spike barricades. There's another roar, but remember, well, the Dryads do not benefit from this at all. All right, a lot of damage being done back to all of these units here as the Demon Hunter now going after the Goblin Shredder. All right, units being forced to retreat all the way back. This is going to be a long walk. And look at this. Bizzare and the Shadow... the Bizzare's Blade Master and Shadow Hunter still have not leveled up. They are both on the cusp of leveling up here. So it is level 4, level 3 going up against a level 3, level 2 Archer. There's that double level up that you never want to see you give your opponent at all. Suddenly, the tide of battle quickly changes as the Demon Hunter down to 169 hit points. He needs to retreat back. Do we have a Wand of Mana Stealing? We do. And the Demon Hunter, well, going to get a rejuvenation to perhaps bounce back. Level 2, is he going to try and go for level 1 evasion here for a little bit more survivability? That is the question, as the Demon Hunter, well, rejuvenation stops after 500 hit points. Another rejuvenation? Oh, yep. There's going to be a little bit of an overheal, as the unit's now making their way across here. All right, Demon Hunter. Going to be putting in pressure. You can see Bizzare is training up that Tauren Chieftain. Bizzare is going after the Ogre Magi creep camp. And is Sini giving Bizzare too much of a leash? That is the question here, as we're looking at perhaps the fortress about to get taken down. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. A lot of damage. Our repair is going to be getting underway. There's a big roar. There's some rejuvenations, and this fortress trying to hold on steady. There's a breath of fire that blows onto many of them right there, as the Demon Hunter now turns on Immolation. The Peons are going to be able to get there in time. No, they are not. One base now down. Peons getting cleaned up, and now we're looking at a couple of Orc Burrows about to get taken down. Not possible to try and Scroll of Town Portal, even if he had one. Not possible to teleport back now, since the fortress was taken down. Tauren Chieftain is already on the battlefield, so all 3 heroes for Orc are currently out there. 63 supply compared to 31. Sini has the army size advantage. He's had that ever since that Panda got to level 3 and was able to blow over a handful of units. The odd part, though, is how much damage Sini has across all of his units just because of spiked barricades. Tauren Chieftain looking to get to level 2 here, going after a 5-3-1 creep camp, but the Blade Master is going to be taking half of that experience, so that Tauren Chieftain won't even make it halfway to level 2. All right, this expansion down across over here, a lot of spiked barricades. Spiked barricades on the watchtowers, burrows. Are we going to perhaps see some repairs here? And we're looking at some damage getting reflected back here. There's some rejuvenation. There's Breath of Fire. The Panda being the perfect choice here, as it does affect these buildings and well, that AoE effect is so powerful. All right, more damage coming back across here. Are we going to see some more rejuvenation? That Druid of the Cloud needs to go back into combat form. He's actually reflecting back a fair amount of damage every time he tries to swipe, as we now see a Scroll of Town Portal inbound. Unit's trying to retreat back, 66 compared to 28. It doesn't seem like this would be a fair fight at all if the battle did start. Witch Doctor, not quite sure why he's leaving that healing party happiness, as the Blade Master going to try to engage. There's a mirror image right after Mana Burn, as a couple of purges go down across some of these units. All right, couple of Headhunters. Tauren Chieftain is only sitting at level 1. It doesn't have level 2, doesn't have Stomp. Really needs that Stomp in order to slow things down. There's a Healing Ward being placed down, and they're going to try and retreat back here. All right, we're going to engage. Are we going to see damage onto the Healing Ward? Healing Ward finally poked down here, but there are a handful of Stasis Traps. Oh, this would be a hilarious battle if all of the stasis traps ended up falling and then causing the Tauren Chieftain to level up and then be able to fight back here. If we see a triple level up, there's another stasis trap there. Is it going to get taken down? There goes another. Blade Master continuing to fight. Tauren Chieftain needs to get to level 2 for this battle to even start tipping the other way, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. No Voodoo Lounge back here. There's a mirror image, and now the the Demon Hunter trying to dive on in here. All right, trying to hide behind all of this static defense. That's going to work out well, but Blade Master, there's a Staff of Preservation for the save there. Unit still trying to retreat back. Tauren Chieftain still sitting at level 1 after all this time. Ancient of Wonders is here. Staff of Teleportation the other way. And now Sini perhaps going to retreat back with those 2 low hit point Druids of the Claw and say, you know what? I'm still outclassing you. Let me just beat and make no mistakes, and that's exactly what happens. Sini with a decisive victory over Bizzare here on Twisted Meadows. That early Breath of Fire able to deal a lot of damage, and then just Sini just building on that momentum over and over. Bizzare trying to play the late game or the long game, trying to build up an expansion and perhaps rebound that way, and just wasn't enough. His army never got into the 50 range, while Sini was able to get up to a 74 supply army at one point. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.